Namaste. Have you ever wondered when two people live in the same society, in the same city, perhaps they're eating the same kind of food and perhaps they also have the same kind of habit? Why does one of them develop a disease and the other one is leading a life, in a more healthy manner? Almost everything is the same. Sometimes people come from the same families and yet one of them is having, carrying more diseases with them. Have you ever wondered that what is that missing information or the missing piece that we are not able to understand? While the scientists are still trying to, catch up with this information, I think our ancient wisdom already talks about it. That emotions are stored within our bodies, and consequently, when it gets stored, especially the negative ones, they can cause a lot of diseases. Yes, they can cause a lot of diseases. And today I'm here to talk about at least three centers which are causing you immense amount of suffering as well as, diseases, which we do call them as diseases. So the three major, places we are going to focus today are, if we talk about them as chakras. So let's begin with the sacral chakra. Okay, your pelvic region, or and especially because this has to do a lot with women. So I will first talk about, how the reproductive part of women, or how the, menstrual aspect of women get blocked because of the emotions stored there. Now, why does it happen? Suppressed creativity. Let me take some time and talk about it, because I'm sure some women, they are living this kind of a life and they are yet not understanding. Some people in our society, they need to be told things, in an open mouthed manner, and yet they will not be ready to listen to that. So one of my mentees, she was talking about, I asked her, so what do you generally do? And she began with, while the husband was earning in lakhs, she began with, early in the morning, I get up, I try to, I make food, and then I do this and I do that, and, then I press the clothes. And I asked, press the clothes? Excuse me, do you really press the clothes? She said, yes, I do that. And especially on weekends, I take, full load of clothes and put it there. And, and I've heard from other women also. I don't know, the family, the husband may be doing very well, and yet either the woman is pressing clothes or cleaning the house, and everything is on her head. Why? We are women, we should be doing all these work, right? Or maybe I've heard men say that, and most unfortunately, I've heard even women say that. Very, very annoying to hear. It only shows the lack of wisdom and the lack of information on parts of people who say, she is a housewife, she's a homemaker, why can't she do all this work? Do you understand? Okay, if there's some kind of financial burden and there are problems, maybe the husband and wife should find out a way to do it themselves. But what I'm trying to talk about here is, when you make a work compulsory and it becomes mechanical, creativity goes missing. So I've seen many people work day in and out, like they are working at night and doing all kinds of things. Where is your creativity going? Of course, the money comes in. We all love money, I'm sure. And I would not say that money is not spiritual and things like that. But what about the creativity? The sacral chakra, okay, which is right around the navel, okay. So we say that it's two fingers beneath the navel, beneath the belly button, is the center of creativity. It's also the center of, you know, um, pleasure, joy in living and things like that. Now, when you lose track of happiness in life, you find everything boring, and you don't find anything worth doing, or you don't understand what's the purpose, or we are just surviving. When survival becomes the purpose of everything that you do, you are bound to get diseases associated to this. You might develop some level of guilt or shame. And I'm sure, like, even women are very good at giving guilt and shame to other women. Oh, actually, when I was bringing up my kids, you know what, I did these kind of sacrifices, what have you done? Have you heard women speak like that to other women? Or shaming the other woman, I would have never worn something like this, okay. Or kind of sandwiching a compliment, oh my god, you look so nice, even though I can't dare to wear such kind of clothes, but it's looking so good on you. Do you think it was a compliment? So we ourselves, we are so, I think the women's community also is quite toxic, and we are sharing these toxicity traits with each other. over responsibility, over giving, not allowing yourself that space to breathe and do what you want, it's going to develop into multiple diseases, menstrual disorders. Of lately, one of my students, she was telling me, I have a lot of problems like this, and the menstruation, it goes, what is her age? 11 years. And I asked that, what do you do to enjoy? She was totally clueless. She took a long time. Then she said, sometimes I watch movie. I said, were you good at dancing or, drawing or something? She found out and she said that I was very good at singing. I said, was, why is it was? And she said, I don't like singing anymore. And there were many more reasons I would not be, able to share here. But her irregular periods, or, half the month with periods, it's all caused because of the lack of creativity. And fertility issues, complications in, in pregnancy, during pregnancy, I'd say, and miscarriage tendencies, fibroid cyst, hysterectomy, chronic lower back pain, in the pelvic region problems, all these, all the problems related to the pelvic region, pelvic pain, all these kind of things, they're all related to lack of creativity, leading a life only for survival, finding life very boring. And why do they develop, especially in women? Because, Shakti, Shiva and Shakti. Shakti, the element of Shakti in women, it's a lot about creativity. So femininity is the gateway to change. Okay, masculinity is the order, while femininity is the fluid state of change. Now, when as a woman you don't change, you're not ready to change, you are putting yourself under all these risks. Your sacral chakra might get blocked. The creative essence might get lost, and you kind of feel that I have lost myself as well. So the energy is stuck. What should you be doing for healing yourself? I'm sure I would not suggest that you just give up on the medicines that the doctor said, or do not take whatever surgeries that the doctors are talking about, but reconnect with creativity daily. If you are good at writing, or if you like writing, or if you're filled with so much of guilt and shame, write about it. It's not just talking about this particular chakra that I'm saying, but writing about things. And even when I come to the next chakra, the heart center, if you write about things, a lot of pain oozes out of your body and it leaves you forever. Okay, so instead of becoming toxic, it kind of gets healed. Dance and movement is great for healing these kind of, so whatever your body allows, start from there. I'm not just saying that on the very first you become Michael Jackson or start doing kathak or anything of that sort, but what I'm trying to say is, move your body, move your body, right? You can practice saying this affirmation: I honor my body and I honor my creativity. Okay, and meditation on the sacral chakra, or even the sacral chakra beej mantra meditation practice, can help you big time in solving and getting over these kinds of diseases. Let's think about now the next center, which causes a lot of problems. That is your heart center, the heart chakra. And heartbreak, grief, rejection, resentment, all these kind of emotions get stored there. Bitterness. Sometimes we don't forgive ourselves. Sometimes we don't forgive others. Sometimes, we feel that we are unloved. Oh my God, we are so unworthy. All these emotions get stored there in the heart center. Sometimes you might have felt, oh my God, there's so much of heart pain. Okay, so all these things contribute to the, you know heaviness of the heart center, which later gets developed into high blood pressure. And please ask me about it. I came out of the Vipassana session this time, and I understood that for thousands of years I have felt unloved, unworthy, uh, only to realize in this Vipassana, oh my God, I've always been loved and I'm so worthy. However, that emotion, when it came out, I think it oozed out in form of high blood pressure and hypertension stage 2. The next stage would have been, heart attack. So, the knowledge of this armed me very well what to do next and how to, walk this path. Coronary artery diseases, okay, heart attacks. I didn't want to say that, but it is there. Asthma, then problems related to the lungs, then I'd say that immune system imbalances. In fact, autoimmune diseases, 80% of the people who are suffering from them are women. And it is because, they are linked to unresolved grief. What have you lost? What did you have? All the expectations that we have. You will watch women, now that I think that age has come closer, you'll watch women around the age of 40 plus, or sometimes even before, realize, oh my God, I was told that, you do these things, then you'll find your path. And what are these things? Like, be the good girl, listen to everyone, try to make everyone happy, do your service, whatever. Like, be on duty all the time. And then you'll find happiness and, gratitude from other people. Around the age of 40, women realize, oh my God, what a BS. Like, I'm not receiving anything. I'm just giving, giving, and over giving, while people are still criticizing me. I've seen women like at least 20, 30 years older to me. They also get into this situation, and they start talking to their husbands badly. Like women at the age of 70, 65 plus, they talk back to their husbands. Those husbands who manage to abuse them in their young age, like verbally, physically, financially, emotionally, whichever way. Now these women have realized, because they are getting closer to, death, they are beginning to realize, what have I actually gained back after doing all these things? I've only given, I've not received anything. And we belong to a culture where we say men are the givers, men are the protectors, and look at the number of rapes, these are protectors. And look at the amount of women doing things, um, with working outside and earning, and without also. The amount of, we also give birth to children, and there are women who realize this. These are also the women who get high blood pressure, hypertension, and things like that, all these lung diseases and other things. So it shows in the body. You can never get away from stored emotions and think that, oh my God, it's not going to make a huge difference. Work that out. So how do we work out this aspect? The very, very, I would say the very first thing I'll talk about is gratitude writing. So we can't work out magic. Like whatever the life is like, it is life, like, life is like that. And we came to this world so that we could learn some lessons. Sometimes bad things happen to us so that we can become strong. We can come out of it as a strong person. So what can we start with? We can start with gratitude writing. Like, let's imagine, I'm just giving a random example. Let's say you have problems related to money. How can you start gratitude writing related to money? You can look at around at everything that you have. Let's imagine you're watching my video, so you definitely have a mobile phone. You definitely have, internet with you, and so start being thankful for that. Did you eat your lunch or dinner today? Did you go to your workplace? Were you able to pay the fees? If even it was through a loan, you still have people who are giving you a loan. Say thank you for all these things, because there are people who are homeless, who are dying on the road. Yes, it sometimes comes to that you have to compare yourself with people who are suffering worse. Okay, let's say you are having a disease. There's always someone who's suffering more than you. So maybe a comparison with that, maybe looking at the back and connecting the dots. How did I come here? And I'm still much better, and I can still work out my way. So gratitude is an emotion of a very high vibration, which will definitely manifest what you really need in your life. It will get you to a high vibration, because when you are at high vibration, if you need to match up the vibration of what you want to manifest, because we've already manifested a lot of negative emotions, right? When we are at a negative emotion, we manifest diseases. So to be at a good health and financially better, or being loved by someone, we need a vibration that matches up to that. For doing that, gratitude can be a great practice. You can start by saying, I'm very grateful for this person or this thing or this house or whatever, because, find out the because answer. You can also practice self compassion meditations by putting your hand on your heart and breathing deeply and talking to yourself nicely. What if others don't appreciate you? You can appreciate yourself. You know your journey. You know how strong, how kind, or how good you have been. You can be that person who shows love back to yourself, right? There are many heart opening yoga poses as well. Cobra pose or Bhujanga Asana being one of them. Okay. So you can always go and search for, I'm sure Google is filled with information related to asanas, which can help you open up yoga, your heart center, and do them, which can physically help you do that, like, find out, open up your heart to. Also, forgiveness is a great technique to be practiced here. Forgiveness, I'd say, ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. 108 chants of the same. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Why do we do this? We understand that everyone here around me is me. We all come from the same energy. Everything is energy and is the same energy. So, when you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I'm saying sorry for the fact that I don't know why this negativity around me. I'm sorry, I don't know. Please forgive me for that. And then you say, thank you, I love you. So, thank you for always, providing the goodness in everything. And I love you, you say, I love you to the entire universe, and you receive love back from the entire universe. When you give out for, you ask for forgiveness, you're also given forgiveness. It's a great practice. It can change your life completely. So, Ho'oponopono can be a great way of doing forgiveness. And for heaven's sake, forgive yourself. Sometimes we judge ourselves so badly. I could have done much better. Whatever you did at whatever time, that was actually the best. So, start appreciating yourself instead of, this can be a great way to begin healing your diseases. I'm not saying that, after the first heart attack, you should do away with pills. What I'm trying to say is, this is a great way to ward off the terrors and the problems that might overtake you in future. And even if you've begun with them alongside medicine, please take care of these things. The last one that I would want to talk about, and a major one, in fact, I'm sure most of the women are suffering from this problem, is related to your, you know, shoulders and your neck region. And which center is it? This is the chakra, the throat chakra. This thyroid gland comes there. The moment I said thyroid, you understand which diseases are associated primarily: hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. What kind of emotions are stored here? Um, First of all, obviously, voicelessness. You feel that, oh my god, I'm not able to voice my opinion, or my opinion does not matter at all. You have suppressed anger, and you just want to speak the truth. You're not speaking your truth. Have you ever undergone that situation? That situation happens a lot of times for women, at least at home, with their mother-in-laws, maybe with their husbands also. I've heard literally women being, in a love marriage, and then they're saying, oh, he doesn't understand. I don't think I can speak this to him. He doesn't understand. What was the need to, be in such a marriage? You could have better been in a, arranged marriage and then suffered. So, and, maybe with your bosses, you can't answer back. And also you fear, from speaking up your truth. Then you feel unheard in relationships, as if you are even saying, but yet no one, the other person is not ready to listen to you. I'm sure we all have undergone those situations, or at workplace, or in the house itself. Carrying burdens, this can also be financial burdens, because the shoulders are also involved. Some responsibility with which you did not choose, and you're still carrying those responsibilities. These can cause number of diseases, as two of them I've already mentioned: hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. Then throat infections, chronic sore throat, I'd say. Then neck and shoulder stiffness. Anxiety can also come from here. Anxiety also brings you, frozen shoulder. Then jaw clenching. There are many issues that can develop out of this, so if you think any of these emotions are blocked within you, you understand where is the disease coming from. When we repeatedly, silence ourselves, why does it happen? So because we repeatedly silence ourselves, or we are silenced. Please understand, when I say repeatedly silence ourselves, so you chose silence. But when someone is silencing you, because of that you are being silenced, that's again a choice only. Why do I say so? Because all my life I've been a very, very good girl. And later I realized that I was not able to forgive myself. Why didn't I speak on the right time, speak up on the right time? I might have been conditioned to be that, but for everyone, you must understand that not speaking your truth is also a choice. And let me give you back that quotation I've heard number of times, and I really absolutely love it. You are free to make choices, but you're not free from the consequences of those choices. So of course, while you were making choice, you were free. You could have made that choice because the other choice seemed difficult to say, I'm sorry, I don't like it. That seemed difficult. But you know what really turned out difficult was the consequence of the choice of keeping quiet all this time. And now, when you are going to speak up, people will take you up even more. But there has to come a time when you have to speak up. You have to give up the responsibilities that do not belong to you. You have to lay off the burden. You have to be free sometime, right? Right now is the time. So how can you begin that? How can you gain power into that? Okay. And this creates a lot of strain and thyroid imbalance, obviously. And the throat chakra obviously gets blocked. Throat chakra gets blocked. There can be stress in the neck and the shoulder region. I think one of the best ways, I was just talking about, in all these three techniques I've talked about some form of writing. So here also you can start with journaling your unsaid, unspoken truth. What do you actually feel? When you start writing them down, at least now, when you're writing, you can also tear them off and throw them away. No one reads it if you're so scared. At least you can write them down, right? Um, Chanting and Om Mani Padmeham is a great way. Om Mani Padmeham and Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. To open your throat chakra within 15 days to a month, the most magical practice is either the Beej mantra. And whenever I talk about the Beej mantra, I would always say take all the seven Beej mantras together for 1 month to be able to create balance, and then go to separate mantras. So Beej mantra, you can always go and look for it online. In fact, on my channel itself, there is one video. But Om Mani Padmeham and Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, these are Buddhist mantras. You can chant each of them for 108 times in one go, or even 54 together, but it should be together, one after the other. You will see your throat getting unblocked, and you will find yourself speaking those things that you had never imagined that I can speak in front of people. I managed to do that. Chanting, any kind of chanting, I say, is very important. Singing, oh my god, I started with singing again 6 years ago, and then I saw that when I started singing, I started speaking the truth. Whatever I felt, I started speaking up. Singing can be an excellent way of opening your throat chakra. There are also trainings related to assertiveness training. So at a point of time, I have, you know I wouldn't say I have healed, I have trained many women to heal themselves in getting back their voices. So, public speaking, singing, writing your own book, all these things can be a great way to actually heal your throat chakra and those, diseases related to the throat chakra. The affirmation that you can practice here is, my voice matters, and I express myself with clarity and confidence, right? My voice matters, my opinion matters, and I express myself with clarity and confidence. This is the affirmation that you can take up for this. And guess what? The one thing that we need to realize at this point of time, I will not take more time for you. One thing that we need to realize at this point of time is that the body is not you. When I got hypertension stage 2 and I was in the emergency, I had no clarity and understanding. And the very next day that I got to know that, oh, there's LDL, bad cholesterol, there's hypertension, all these things. Of course, I was crying for some time. But what I realized, what I was made to realize under the divine guidance was that I'm not my body, but I've been given this body, and I need to be grateful for this body. I need to work out my emotions. It's not just stress. There are so many emotions working out. And guess what? They become a part of your body. They become a part of your energy body. Then they, become a part of your entire body, and they manipulate the hormones and you get the diseases. So wouldn't it be better if you work out the emotions? And working out the emotions does not mean that you run away from the emotions. The moment you come to know, oh my god, I'm having a heartbreak, you go away to your friends. No, it comes with sitting with those emotions for some time and then letting them go. All these techniques that I've talked about here. So understand that your body is not your enemy. It's the biggest gift that you've been given. And every pain, every illness is a signal guiding us back into balance. So instead of thinking that this has ruined my life, we have to understand that, what is the next step that I've been asked to take to make my life even better. Focus on the lessons, eat the right food, and also in terms of emotions, let only those emotions enter your body which give it healing. The other emotions can, you can think of them as guests, treat them well, let them go. That's it for today. Signing off, Arunima. Namaste. Thank you so much.